Jujutsu Kaisen follows high schooler Yuji Itadori, an unnaturally fit and strong kid, following his journey to become a sorcerer. After consuming one of Sukuna's fingers, he gains the ability to use cursed energy. In doing so, he has now become the vessel for Sukuna. The first year teacher at Jujutsu Tech and self-proclaimed strongest sorcerer, Gojo Satoru, takes on Yuji as one of his students to try and help him control his newfound powers. Along the way, he makes good friends and fights some really awful curses. The purpose of this video is to quickly give you 5 reasons as to why you should start watching this anime, starting off with the animation. Okay, so the first thing you're likely to notice about the show is of course the art style or the animation, and I actually can't go over how well animated everything seemingly is. The variety of different styles used to convey either funny, sad, like really intense moments isn't like anything I've seen before. As beautiful as it is to look at, there's one thing in particular that stands out to me, and that is how the characters move. Now you're probably wondering, what do you mean? So let me just explain. I'll show you an example here. I'm just at disbelief when I see this because it just feels like the show's more immersive, because it's so realistic. This might be nothing new in anime, but it's the first time I've properly taken note of it in a show, so I gotta give props. For a lot of people, a great cast is what separates a good anime from a great one, and Jujutsu absolutely smashes it with theirs. The characters are well written and designed, they really make you want to get to know them more and see how they develop. Whether it's the monster himself, Gojo, or one of the many strong female characters, there's someone that everyone will like. Oh yeah, the panda as well. You can't forget about the panda. Yuji himself is quite compelling, even if he happens to share a few characteristics with like other Meijin shonen protagonists. I promise he stands on his own. The bad guys and curses are pretty good too. They really make you root against them, which is more often than not their point. You could also draw a few comparisons to designs from other shows like Mihato looking similar to Shigaraki, or the more obvious one that was like memed to death, which was Gojo basically being a Kakashi clone. Like I said, these characters share a similar look, but they're quite different. Peep the drip though on my boy Yuji. Look at the shoes, man! The 3/4 lengths, the jacket, the hair. My guy has got to hook me up with his barber, like ASAP. Everyone in this show is like styling though, for real, so. Probably the main reason why someone would be interested in Jujutsu Kaisen is because of the fight scenes, and that's as good enough reason as any, because they're unreal. Honestly, every time I know a fight's about to happen I get hyped because it's going to look, sound and feel amazing. Spoiler warning though, for those who haven't seen all the episodes that are out right now, one of the best fights is when Todo and Yuji team up against Hanami. Fitting that Todo's ability is clapping because they utterly clap Hanami's cheeks, man. Straight up. Or stump. Whatever. I mean, the chick's a tree. Another really good fight scene is when Yuji teams up with Nanami. This show really loves its 2-on-1 fights, man. Nonetheless, they're animated very stylishly and both sides manage to get in some good hits. The punches, kicks and abilities all pack a really satisfying punch and feel weighty, which makes them that much better. Nothing worse than when a character throws a punch and it looks like a wet fart. You'll not be disappointed with this show, I promise. I honestly can't think of a show that I've seen in a while, except Dororo, where I've loved all OPs and endings. Opening 1 already feels like a classic, and even if you've not seen the show, you've likely heard the theme. As good as the openings and endings are, the official soundtrack does an incredible job at setting the scene. When I watched with my mate Tuesday, we couldn't help but talk about whatever track at the time was playing. It's a great mix of a few different styles. I've also listened to Kai Kai Katan like easily over 1,000 times by now. Definitely one of the best OPs ever made. The curses in the show also speak or, well, make noises, and I feel like the noise that they do make is very much what they should sound like. The sound team did a fantastic job capturing that. You'll hear some more really good work when you eventually watch the show. Okay, so hear me out. I know a lot of other shows do, or have done this already, but the post-credit ending scenes are so charming. One in particular that stood out to me, because it was like a slap from the past. If anyone in the comments remembers this game, please let me know. But anyway, there was a full ending dedicated to curses playing this game, and I couldn't believe it. Why is this show in the year 2021 referencing a toy from like the early 2000s? With like zero context or reasoning either. Every time I think the anime has peaked, they hit out with more stuff like this. Anyway, that's all I've got to say on it, so if you made it to the end of the video and you haven't already seen the show, I hope now you consider watching it. And if you're in the middle of watching it, please let me know what your favourite parts are so far. Anyway, if you could like and sub, that'd be really appreciated because it helps the channel. Right, cheers guys, I'll see you in the next one.